Alright, welcome, good evening everybody, and welcome to Galactic Rolls Entry 3 for this, the 7th of May 2019, where we are broadcasting not just on Twitch, but we're also on YouTube on the second channel of mine, Lauren Simpson. And for those of you who are wondering what this is about, Galactic Rolls is a tabletop roleplay game using the Fate Accelerated engine. And we are basically going through, and if you're on the YouTube platform right now, you can look at all the archives that are currently available after this stream is over. But in short, we are a bunch of ragtag renegades just going across the galaxy and generally just having a good time and discovering new types of engines. And for those of you on YouTube asking about what if ideas, you know, basically it was like, this is all very well and good, but this is kind of a place for kind of like, we're role-playing. Yeah, role-play games out in the depths of deep space. But I will do Q&As about that on future times, so do feel free to ask those questions on other streams. But for now, let's get down with introducing ourselves. So first off, we have Philly. So introduce your character. Oh, hang on. I think your microphone just, I think, technical difficulties for Philly right now.
Yay.
I think just jiggle the cable. Oh, you had it there.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Yay! My character is Ismene. She's an astrogenomicist. And she's generally wondering why on earth she's ended up on this ship with a bunch of renegades, and she is probably the only sensible one there. That is her.
Yeah, she's definitely, you
In
could
a
describe her
nutshell.
as the diplomatic one.
Yeah, or just trying to pretend this isn't happening, maybe.
Well, it certainly is happening right now.
Yes. But she's now in her lab, so she's happy.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Cool. Well, I'll move on to Frita. Frita is basically a space warrior police maverick, and anyone who remembers the big green dubs, Space Warrior is for you-know-who. She's currently in disgrace after filling a huge mission, which means that now she's on the run taking whatever jobs that she can possibly do. But essentially, it's she kind of has now sort of befriended the likes of Ismene and has some sort of animosity for Trent. But you'll discover that in the fullness of time. But that is Frita pretty much, down to a nutshell. So Trev, tell us about Dren.
So Dren's just your little orphan boy, just a little troublemaker. Just wants to have a laugh and just, you know, just cause as much little, you know, do some little pranks here and there, make a little bit of money, fly around space, just have a jolly old good time. You know what I mean?
Now we get you.
We got you.
And
We also got Trent, but unfortunately X is having some problems with his microphone, so let's hope it will resolve soon.
all right, so basically, so yeah, with since Trent can now no longer speak for himself, I'm gonna say Trent is a big doo-doo head who will not amount to anything, and
He's
he
a
hates
big
coffee.
lizard. He's a big lizard man.
Yes, that's all
Look
he
at
is good
this
for.
Pretty lizard man.
And we also have .com, who is a techno goblin, but he will be with us shortly. In probably.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yes?
We can, oh, now we can hear you. Yeah.
Literally heard every word of that, Masako, you giant smelly whore.
That was what I was intending.
You were trying to wind me up. You were trying to build me up and get me to a point.
Oh no, I was trying to grind your gears.
Grandma, yeah, I don't know what happened, but I was on. I was just trying to. I had to go grab the Simpson because I don't know what was going on with the microphones. But does it sound okay now?
Yeah, that sounds fine.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You might say that Masako was trying to roll your galaxy.
Oh,
Oh.
oh.
Yeah, so we have
He was
.com.
trying to trigger my real life aspect of having a short fuse.
Oof.
Yeah.
Well, with Stuart, he'll be with us shortly. So, Haverock, do fill us in for anybody who may have missed the last session to what was going on right at the end of episode 2.
Essentially, our wonderful magical crew got bamboozled on a mysterious crystal planet when they discovered a lot of old wreckages. And of course, as every good RPG/show group, they had to split. And basically, the group with Ismene, Frita, and .com got attacked by a beast. And sadly, this wasn't Frita's best day when it comes to showing off.
Oh no!
But
not of course
luckily, the monster got completely destroyed with the ship, with the best
He
blunt
got
weapon.
planted with the ship thanks to your truly, the smelly poo-poo head, as I believe you just called him.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I shot the thing.
Yeah.
It was a team effort, friend.
It was the
You
team
shot
effort.
it. I swung the tail out and bashed it into next week.
Basically, ships are the best blunt weapons in the game. Is what I'm trying to say. So when you have the option of punching something or hitting it with the ship, hit it with the ship. That's my advice. Okay, so since .com will be fashionably late, let's start with the story. So, our first scene after, the logo of Galactic Rolls is gone and... Oh, speak of the devil, by the way.
Oh, yes.
Speak of the devil, he's on. Okay, so you're finally on for the beginning. Nice. So we can see the opening credit, opening credit disappear, and we see, some sort of metallic gray background and a black drop of liquid slowly falling and forming a little puddle. And we can see purple eyes looking into the puddle. We see a bit of curly hair.
Bridger, what's he doing in there?
So we, as the audience, recognize this eye as Ismene's eye, and she is looking into some black puddle. And after a moment, the view shifts, and we realize that we, the viewers, are looking at Ismene inside the puddle, and something's outside the puddle looking at Ismene. And with that, she wakes up on her desk on the Galactic Roll, the ship. She has fallen asleep during working. So let's take us to her lab.
Ooh. Well, that was positively terrifying, though.
Yeah. So how does she react? It has been some time. You guys are gathering strength and planning your action. There's that weird complex that looks like made of stained glass, but the stained glass is parts of ships. There's that weird telescope. It looks like weird temple/observatory, and you are alone in laboratory. You've been making experiments and watching the stuff. So how do you react? It's been a few hours.
Okay, so I'm definitely in a cold sweat, and Ismene's going to be freaking out a little bit. I mean, she is at home in the laboratory, but probably doesn't want to be on her own. She also has an irrational fear of eyes in general, so dreaming about eyes is a no-go kind of thing. So I think she's going to exit the laboratory and go find somebody at that moment in time, even though she's trying to avoid most of them. At that moment in time, she's going to want to see somebody and maybe offload her dream because it felt kind of weird.
Okay, question to the crew: is anyone else on the lower deck, or are you all on the upper deck?
I think the last time I remember, Trent, Frita, and Dren were up on the bridge.
Yeah, we're on the bridge.
Okay, so let's change the floor. The elevator sound. Zoom.
I'm floating.
Well,
the
you can move yourself. You can move.
Oh, I
yourself.
can move myself. Oh.
Yeah, you can move yourself.
And Dren just threw himself out the window.
So where's? I mean, coming up in the lift. Okay. Who out of these people would I want to interact with? Who's actually going to listen to me?
Dread is escaping. I'm not good at social interactions. I just shoot guns, guys.
Oh, he's not to me.
Okay, I think Ismene is probably going to go and see Frita, because Frita has attempted to communicate her to her in some form, in what limited form that they have in common. They both share female gender. That might be their only.
They both share female gender. I love it.
Yeah, you know, Ismene just walks up to Frita. Frita, you appear to share the female gender.
Frida,
it's the
we
same-
both have
Rita,
ovaries.
you are also a woman.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
Okay, and-
sisterhood.
I'm totally not secretly a robot.
And Ismene is going to be quite panicked and quite out of breath. So go ahead, Frita. Interact with her as you will.
Okay, so the doors are... And it's... Oh, whoa. Ismene, you alright? What's up? You look like you just seen a ghost.
So Trent does sort of acknowledge
Ismene. Or Ismene.
Ismene, yeah, he does acknowledge her entering, and he's kind of just gonna look through the side of his eye just while he's still like messing with the controls.
To be honest, Trent probably wouldn't even know her name. He wouldn't acknowledge her existence.
I think you underestimate the
No, Trent.
heroes.
Listen, Trent calls all the characters of her characteristic Doc. It's easier.
Doc, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Doc, yeah. Well, no, he
Okay.
nicknames everyone. So like, Ismene would be Doc.
Yeah.
Thingy, Dren is like Pinky.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'll think
you call him
over it.
Pinky.
That's Spacist, Trent.
It's the Pinky. It's Pinky and the Trent.
Alright.
Frita's. I've just had the most terrifying dream about eyes.
I see. Sorry. Sorry.
Trent actually does laugh. He goes, ha! And then carries on typing.
I nod my head in acknowledgement. I appreciate the appreciation. But then I continue as if like nothing happened. Frita has this ability to be able to pun and then go back to serious and like almost lickety split.
Can you not take anything seriously?
Well, there was a time where I used to, but really these days all I've got to do is I'm just gonna laugh. That's all I gotta do. That's all I can do. No, but I apologize. So you said you had this weird dream about eyes?
Yes, there. I think there was more than one, and it felt like we were being watched.
Well, you know, people do have more than one eye sometimes. I mean, I'm being aware of many different species.
That's another one for the vault. Every time I play a game like this with MasakoX, it's something amazing.
What did I say?
Guys, I think we lost him.
What was it with what was it in the Pathfinder's game? What was it you said?
Where we go, we arms. Where we come from,
we
we
go.
don't need arms.
Where we come from, we don't need arms. This is the only reason I agreed to play, because I knew Masako would drop chunks of gold like this, and I'll just scoop it up.
We're only on
carry
episode
on.
3.
I know. Carry on. Oh, this is awesome.
So, okay, well, dreams are kind of my jam. I mean, this is kind of the thing that most people on the force would talk about. I never really acknowledged it initially, but, you know, kind of dug it. It was kind of interesting. So, you said there was more than one eye. But what did it look like?
Scary. I don't like eyes, so I didn't even really look at them, but they were there.
Well, it's a good thing you can't see your own.
No.
Oh, don't give me that existential stuff. I was going to mess her up for good.
Well, it's true.
I definitely think we're being watched. Like, it wasn't just like a normal dream. These eyes, they were watching us.
Oh. Well, now that you mention it...
Eyes.
Now that you mention it, it feels kind of strange. There's some kind of aura around here that just feels like you said, that it just doesn't feel right. Like the way we got this ship and the way that everything seems to be kind of working out for us, like it almost wants it to happen, you know? It just feels like, I don't want to say destiny, but just feels like the anthem in my life. Just all this weird stuff. I'm trying to like find out some kind of clarity, and it's just like, oh great, it's just every single time.
Trent looks over and goes, "Hey, Doc."
Mm-hmm.
He the chair to his right here. He sort of kicks it sort of toward, like, it's on a swivel, I imagine. So he like tips it and goes, "I just finished updating the science station. You do all the science stuff, right? Maybe checking out the science station here will help clear your head."
Okay. I have a look. But you updated it.
Sure did.
They
With
have
what?
the new, you know, the ship has the new Science OS installed, you know,
Oh.
like
Oh, yes.
premium
The
premium
latest
version. Yeah, premium
Okay.
version.
I also, he's going to point to it and say, "I also linked it to the computer in the science lab, so anything you need to transfer between the two stations, you can do quite easily."
Ooh, fancy. Thank you very much.
Aren't you a clever boy?
See, in his own way, Trent's trying to help.
Aww.
Oh, he cares. He secretly cares.
He's a plucky, he's a lovable rogue.
Yeah.
But he's like, he'll do something later that'll make you think he's a dick again, and then he'll try and, that's kind of his back.
Also, you can see one of the red controls on the console starts to beeping, like communication found. Communication found.
I will click it,
And you hear like a microphone static, you know, like just the static sound.
that sort of thing, like feedback.
Yeah.
Wait, what? That was static. It's not like.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. I may switch to my other mic and give you know.
No, it's fine.
Wait. What?
You
Not
got a
well
nice
the
new
static go.
microphone.
Whoop.
Yeah, no, it didn't go whoop. It goes like you will be our static from today on.
Okay. Static man.
Static man. So yeah, you can hear the sound. Communication established. No view. Sound only.
I punch it in, and I go, "Okay, let's have a listen." And he gives a click.
No one calls. There's only a link. You can answer. You can try to answer though.
I will answer it.
Then say something. It's an open channel.
What's our ship called again?
Really?
Galactic roll, dude.
Really?
Cool. Sorry.
And I'm gonna say that Trent actually said that, and Frita's just like by the coffee machine, just like looking like,
No, he
really?
Oh no, he doesn't say that.
Yeah.
He's like, "Incoming communication. This is Galactic Roll. Do you read?"
There is a long pause, and you can hear synthesized voice. Hello, Galactic Roll. So, you are next unfortunate souls that crash landed on this rock.
Wait,
Well,
next?
we didn't exactly crash, but
You will
so-
eventually.
It was a controlled landing.
Well, you know, others did.
Well,
Maybe
others didn't
you'll
have
have-
old Trent Starkid at the helm. Plus, I don't like being threatened, so. How
I'm not
about you just-
threatening you, friend. I'm basing that on experience. Let's say if you, maybe I will able to help you survive for a little bit longer, but escaping is not an option. Trust me, I tried.
What's in it for you? You help us.
Well, you know, worst case scenario, it will be entertaining, and you'll see when we met. You know that huge complex over there.
I see
My vessel is the purple one next to it.
Oh, I
Next
see.
to the
You
complex.
crashed here too.
Yes, I did.
Huh.
So, what's your problem? What brought you down here?
Me and my crew, we were researching the black holes.
Well, you're just asking for trouble if you're messing with black holes, but that's just my personal.
Trust me, everybody who crashed there had different reasons, but the results were always the same.
So, what do you suggest, stranger?
Let's meet, let's discuss, and then maybe we'll find a way for you guys to survive more than a few days, I guess.
A few days? That doesn't sound good.
I plan to get this bird off the ground as soon as possible, but sure, I'll hear you out.
Does it have a name?
That's a good question. Yo, stranger, you got a name?
Yes, I do have a name. My name is Asim. Dr. Asim.
Asim, the name's Trent
Dr.
Starkid.
Assam.
Asim, yeah.
Are you alone, doctor?
A-S-S-I-M.
Yes, I am alone. I had a crew, but I'm the last survivor.
Then we'll meet up. Where do you want to meet?
Meet me in my ship. Let's say I'm not the most mobile person around.
Oh, that doesn't
See, just
sound
a head.
great.
It's just a head.
Okay.
Just two eyeballs and a brain.
Okay, I'll head over. No funny business though, Doc.
Don't worry.
And then he says that, but then looks over to Esmina and goes, other Doc.
You're not seriously thinking about going on your own, are you?
Wasn't really thinking. I was just gonna kind of go. Why? You want to come?
Well, yeah. You seriously think that I'm gonna let you go on your own? Like, come on. It's a minor miracle that we were able to even survive out there earlier. You quite clearly, we all need to stick together.
That was no miracle, Garland. That was old Trent Starkid with a bit of sweet ship action. But sure, if you want to squabble around again, you could at least distract any issues until I get a game on him. Come on.
Oh, what? Excuse me? What was that you just said?
Excuse me. For a moment, you know, a red light in the ship goes, and the light says shipping alert, shipping alert, shipping alert, and it turns off.
What's it saying?
Shipping alert.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh wait, there was a joke there. I missed
Oh. Oh. I just
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah. Ship has shipping alert.
it.
Trent.
Oh, oh baby, that's a bad one.
A head sticks out. A head sticks out. I hear shipping alert. What the?
Whoa.
Yeah, I think it might be on the fritz. I need a nickname for .com. Slimy. There you go.
That's
I mean-
appropriate.
Yeah.
Also half
As
accurate.
soon, listen, it would be even more perfect. I like if shipping alert turned off just as .com's head comes out. It's like shipping alert averted.
Actually, he's gonna call .com Wild Eye. That's gonna be what .com's nickname. So
Wild Eye.
Pinky Wild Eye Doc And I'll think he hasn't thought of one for Fritter yet.
Because he loves her. That's why the shipping went off.
So Trent calls back and is like, so me and this one are gonna go and check out a strange person from a strange ship we never know who thinks we're gonna die here. Anyone want to come?
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about leaving. No.
Actually, he goes back to .com and says, actually, Wild Eye, I'm glad you're sticking around. Take a look around the ship, see if there's any improvements you can make, and look at that damn hyperdrive. We need to get it fixed.
Hyperdrive.
The hyperdrive.
Oh, it sounded like you said
Yeah,
hyperdrive.
in last episode you established that you need the additional energy core to fix it. It's not that bad.
Oh.
Well, he's just asking .com to.
Yeah, just saying that I'm reminding what Dren discovered, that while the weird floaty orb is there, like the regular jump drive just needs.
I'm basically telling Stuart to try and like.
Gotcha.
Ad lib some shit that he can do to the ship while we're gone.
.com is covered in like Astroglide, and he's like, I'll get right on it. Sure.
He's like, I like you, Wild Eye. I can count on you.
He looks at he looks at Dren. Is that a reference to my? Yeah, you know what? Never mind. That's a little weird, but all right.
Mild racism alarm.
Oh no.
Wow, this ship is really meta.
Sorry,
Yeah.
1 second.
Go. Trent is going to shout back to both Dren and Esmini. Pinky, Doc, what are you guys doing?
Something.
We're still gone.
Just hanging around the ship.
I'm gonna check out the new system.
Y'all's need me for something?
Some creepy guy. Creepy guy can't leave his ship. Wants us to go check it out.
Hey,
I mean,
I go
this
with
is-
2.
Yeah, this is the first life form that doesn't can say a word here, so that's kind of important to you.
Intelligence.
Intelligence.
Well, I'm going to stay and work on the computer that you've really kindly installed for me. But can you take some equipment with you just in case you find some other silicon-based life forms?
He rolls his eyes like, sure, what do we need?
A net
And
and some pots.
I like the idea that like Esmini's just like dumping this stuff on him. It's just like
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like okay.
And there's like FruCo standardized butterfly net.
It will go with your aesthetic.
I apologize. Is anyone hearing an echo from me? Because I
No.
just my
No,
headphones
no.
are just not working.
You're okay.
No, you're good.
Fine.
We can
Okay.
hear ourselves a little bit, but just make yourself push to talk and.
Sure. Yeah.
And anyway, Trent goes, I do like aesthetic. So he carries on. He heads over to the lift.
Okay.
Actually,
I
while that
also
was
ran to the left.
that whole discussion was occurring, .com has a couple ideas, which is why he was in the workshop and Fabricator room.
Yeah.
I've got a question about what the Fabricator is capable of. So, working through things, is the Fabricator capable of making food?
No. It cannot make food, but it can make, like, if you give him metal, glass, it can make that kind of stuff. Plastic,
Alright,
Raw materials, basically.
So
We,
yeah,
we are not in Star Trek, sadly. You have equipment that can basically make food out of nano paste, but you have limited supply of nano paste. This is in the kitchen, but Fabricator is for making tools and stuff.
Okay.
It's essentially a glorified 3D printer.
Okay, cool. So it's it can make artificial things, which is perfect, which is what .com was trying to play with. So he had that eye thing from last session taken off of
Yep.
the big creature.
Yep.
So first of all, he's going to throw it in on a thing and try to break, at least figure out its material components.
Okay.
Okay.
Roll me some clever for that, or if he tries really hard, it would be forceful. If he's like just just standard procedure, it's clever. But if he wants, I will break you to get your secrets, it will be forceful.
Well, that's a 1 on forceful. What
Yeah.
can I? What would be the check? Can I use a card on that?
Yeah, check would be free, so it's a good idea to use fate point.
Alright, if I use a fate point, that would bring it to 2, or do I re-roll?
To 3. It always gives +2. Fate point always bumps it to.
I'll use a fate point then, please.
Okay, taking your fate point. So basically, what happened? We see, essentially, Fabricator has all that, intricate, little mechanical arms. It holds it there, and basically, what that goes is, it hits the thing with the hammer, and the things break, revealing a small shiny core. Like, it's maybe like a little marble that children play, and it's strangely similar to the weird floating orb that you guys have at the back of your ship, next to your engines.
So the Fabricator, it broke it down. I just wanted to do like a scan and figure out what was in it, and then try to construct something. But if it got something out of it, is that what I understand?
Yeah. You got something out of it.
Do we know?
Goddamn.com.
Do we know?
Fabricator.
Do we know what it's made of? Can I determine that?
You guys can make an analysis, and I'd say Dren can help. I'm not going to tell you what's the check, but you two can roll clever.
Just
This
roll
is when
clever.
This is when you wandered in earlier. Sure.
Yeah.
This is pretty bad. This is pretty bad. .com and
It's all right. It's all right. I got this.
It's pretty bad, man. It's pretty bad.
Nah, believe me, I got this.
What are we rolling? Clever? Bam.
Clever. Wow.
Very
Whoa.
nice.
Incredible
Hey,
job.
Essentially, there is no data about this material in the corporate, archive, or somebody, but you are clever enough to figure out that essentially the way that the archives, because like all the ships have access to the archives of the corporation, because you have one standard database sold by the corporation, that the archives about this material existed, but somebody deleted them a long time ago. So this material was known at some point. It has high energetic value, and what's really, really, really important, the most important discovery that you guys did about this analysis, which popped up immediately at Izmin Science Station, is that this material is not found naturally in your galaxy.
Awesome.
It's unknown, and that's the info, basically.
So I'm just gonna pick it up and play with it, of course.
Do it.
Define
So
play.
like run it over his hands, like get a real good, hold the marble, see the marble, lick the marble, be the marble.
Okay.
I want to play with it too, so I'm just gonna roll a forceful, try and snatch it off him,
Okay.
just for funsies.
Roll forceful versus forceful, I guess, or forceful versus quick.
Oh, I only got one. Whip.
You can reroll
You
that.
you snatch it, no problem.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Okay. Keep working. I'm recording this. He flips his glasses, his goggles a couple times, and as he's .com is a notorious leaker. So as soon as he discovered the files that were hidden from the corporation, he immediately just dumped that garbage on the internet, or whatever. Or
You
whatever.
cannot do that because you are not connected.
Well, he's prepping it and backing it up
Yeah.
as much as he can.
And not to mention, he did that earlier in the first episode with some
Yeah.
of them when we were getting assigned this job.
Yeah,
So this is like kind of the second course.
yeah. To continue, okay. So when Dren takes it, something happens. Something happens. It starts to react, and it's
Uh-oh.
just as the material recognized Dren, and after a moment, Dren gets shocked and thrown into the wall.
Oh no. Ow. Ow.
His hand is locked onto the on the little marble, and he cannot open the hand. It's stuck there, and it's kind of burning.
So it's just stuck in my hand.
Yeah,
Oh
and it's
god.
burning.
I can't, buddy. It's stuck. It's stuck. I can't. It.
Okay,
it's
this
stuck.
is where. Hold on, I got some stuff. He goes to the fabricator. He
it's stuck.
creates like a like a gallon of like lubrication, and this is where he gets the aspergillus from earlier, and he starts dumping it all over Dren's hands.
Yeah, shit.
Okay.
That'll do it.
Okay, we will cut you two for a moment. We'll get to back to you and Ismail later. Now let's join our new shipping crew, the outside. So I think we can cut to you two outside, right, on the planet.
Yes.
In your newly repaired suit, Frita.
Thank you.
So yeah, you can see the complex, and there is a very old purple ship that looks like an old science ship, but it's like pretty deep into the ground. Like you can see that it kind of has fallen into the ground, and it spent a lot of time there.
Huh. Wow. Certainly bedded itself in, that's for sure.
Yeah, but is that from the crash, or is that a natural occurrence?
I don't know, but one thing's for sure. It definitely looks like it's been here for a long time.
Well, we're not gonna get any more answers looking at it. He pulls out his gun and he like cocks it, and it's like, "Come on, princess!" And he starts walking towards it.
Okay, first of all, and I just like transplant right behind him.
We're gonna walk over to the ship, I guess.
Yeah, as you come close, like a turret comes out, but it doesn't attack. It just activates to let you know that you are in the right place, and some of the ship's light open up, and you can hear on the speaker, "Come on!" The speaker will lead you to me.
Oh.
And you can see like the emergency lights showing you the way.
Oh, well, that was easy enough. I was worried for a second there that we'd have to go through all that other stuff with that kind of shardy monster back there. It's kind of the first relaxing thing we've had all this trip.
Yeah, well, don't get used to it. By the way, the bullets for this gun are really expensive, so if you could just like make sure I don't have to fire it a lot, I'd really appreciate it.
Oh, okay. Alright, don't worry.
I mean, I already wasted one bullet blowing up your damn coffee machine.
You didn't have to do that, you know. You did that to
Well-
yourself.
And I did it to the coffee too.
And I've never forgotten it.
Are we on the ship now? Yeah.
Yeah, you go inside. So, of course, you get like disinfected before you go, like some really old stuff. Like this is some really old, like in space engineering era. This would be like maybe not, not as old as the first ship you saw, but it's like six, like you would find a
Dude, would
60s
Trent,
bus.
Trent's a bit
guess.
of a Trent's a bit. He knows a bit about ships. Would he recognize like the kind of how old the
Yeah, roll me clever, so we'll see if you can estimate the age of this ship. Since spacefaring civilization in this universe is like few thousand years, you can estimate that it's few hundred years old, at least.
No, you're not wrong about this ship being old. Looking at the interior, it is a relic. Perhaps it's lasted as long as it has with this kind of power. Power cells must have run out by now. What's he running it on?
I don't know.
The door opens and the answer comes right in. You can see that a lot of the stuff is connected to the crystals from this planet.
Oh yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Now that I think about it.
Trent walks over to the crystal. Oh, carry on. What are you saying, Masko?
Well, it might have something to do with those like butterflies earlier. It seems like that silicon-based thing that that Ismene was talking about earlier. Like all the monsters are kind of connected to the power source of the planet.
Come on. I don't I'm sorry, but I want to keep some oxygen in this part of ship. Could you move, please? I have limited resources, please.
Oh, get you! All right, just stomp forward.
I mean, I don't need an oxygen. It's a nice thing to have, You can hear from.
It's a nice thing to have.
Nice things. In case if I will have any other guest after you guys will die, escape. Of course, you will escape.
Wait, what?
I'm not threatening you, just saying, like, the last guys were as brave and as brash as you about leaving this planet. Essentially, I can lead you to 3 parts of their ship.
Sure. Where are we going?
But come to me. Essentially, the lights, lead you towards the belly of the ship, towards the bridge, which is buried underground. And what you can see is basically drum rolls, please. You can see a hovering chair with a crystal, and in this chair there is a skeleton. But you quickly realize that this isn't only a skeleton, because there is a helmet connected to both the crystal and the chair. And he looks at you guys with he's smaller, by the way, but just so the viewers can see it. And he looks at you and is like, "Oh, it's nice to see somebody who's not synthetic. Hello, my name is Dr. Asim G. Lark, but you can call me Dr. Asim."
I see what you mean now about not being very mobile.
Yes.
You know you're dead, right?
Well, not really. Have you found my arm? I seem to have misplaced it. Like, the chair is slightly hovering, so he can kinda move around, but...
Trent is gonna look around. Is it in this room? Can you make us bigger? Because it looks ridiculous talking to this.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I'll look around too.
So basically, yeah, the arm is laying somewhere in the corner.
All right, so I guess we'll pretty much look.
It would have been more interesting if it was just a giant baby-looking guy.
I mean, he is an alien, and he's like, well, you are kind of wrong with me being dead. Like, when me and my crew crashed on this planet, I started, to converse the energy. I started to replace places of my parts of my brain with with implants, and I think I went overboard a little bit.
Trent goes up to the headpiece and he's like, "You're not kidding." He's like dinking it, like ding ding ding. He's like, everything's in here, right? So your whole subconscious is just in this piece here.
Yes, indeed.
I whack Trent on the back, saying, "Dude, come on!"
Don't worry. I have that often. The previous guy was kind of like you. Big bird guy, a dashing rogue. I think.
Come on, don't tell me you don't want to poke him. Go on. He goes like, one poke.
You can poke me. I don't feel it.
Yeah, but
he's gonna pull off your other arm and was like, hey princess, come on, let me give you a hand.
That's just disrespectful.
No. Frita's like mouth curls into like, not funny.
Okay, that's enough.
No.
That's enough, and he lightly zaps Trent. Not to make him hurt, but like a little zap.
Jerk.
Ow.
I'm sorry. Personal space.
Yeah.
I don't mind poking, but no touching. And no hugging. Definitely no hugging.
Yeah. So let's just look for his other arm, okay?
Yeah, the arm is like laying in the corner somewhere.
Right. I'll just go and retrieve it.
And
thank you.
Trent puts on his other hand back on, but like he twists the wrist and puts the fingers into a middle finger, so he's basically giving himself the bird.
You must be very proud of this joke. Well, the bird guy was also trying to flip me the bird.
I do go. Okay, that one's good. That one's good.
Yeah.
So do I find the arm?
Yeah, it's laying in the corner.
Okay, well I pick it up and I bring it back over to the doctor, and I carefully try to put it on.
Thank you. You're such a nice young lady.
Oh, you're welcome. At least somebody has some kind of sense of decency when they're speaking about the dead.
I'm not dead. I'm alive. I mean,
see, I'm just being a regular jerk.
I'm just, I prefer term alternate meanings of life.
Well, I'm sorry. It's just you look so dead tired.
I prefer the term dead brain in a can, more likely.
Well, technically he kind of looks like he's got some plugged in, like he's being powered by that crystal behind him. Is that right?
Yeah. Yes, very useful things, Unfortunately, not the best for powering up ship engines.
In what way? How come?
Some previous guys tried it, and they're pretty unstable, and they kind of exploded. So.
Wait, what?
I didn't want it to threaten you or be mean, and trust me, I'm here for like 748 standard years, and I had multiple groups trying to escape, and I really tried to help them, and the results were less than satisfactory. Also, before you ask, that huge complex was already here when I crashed here, and a lot of those ships, like, it's not all during my time. I think there was like 5 crews before you.
Okay.
Not counting mine.
Curious that you elaborated on that.
Yeah. So you promised you could help, give us some advice to help us survive a little longer. So spill.
Yes. Crystals are good, to power up stuff like lights, the life support system. That's a pretty safe bet. I heard that you had a meeting with one of the behemoths.
Well, you could say that.
Yeah, and bad news, they are not the biggest thing on this planet.
Oh.
But, well, again, they are usually the solitary types, so you should have some of time, and my group wanted to find some answers in the complex, but nobody has returned from the complex. I wanted to go one time. I did some scans, but for some reason somebody told me not to, and he like the red eye looks away, the red dot.
Yeah.
Now, I have a question. The ship, out of character. Our ship can actually fly
Yes.
and technically leave. And now, can it leave the atmosphere? Or is
I
it
mean, you didn't try it, but technically it can, but you didn't try it.
Yeah, we didn't try.
Yeah, the only thing that
I
it
have a
couldn't
feeling
do
is
was
Yeah.
well,
And then
it's the main hyperdrive. Like we can jump to smaller. We can do small jumps, but not the big jump.
you cannot do the jumps at. I mean, if you repair the jump drive, you can do the small jumps. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay. So,
Technically,
yeah,
but this guy says that he doesn't advise this. That there is something more.
Oh.
So Dr. Asim continues. This place is a ship trap. It's a like fly trap. I don't know if you anymore have those. But it's what it is. It's a fly trap for ships.
Ugh. Well,
And
we have one of those.
And I'm pretty sure the owner doesn't use it anymore that often. Although, who sent you here, out of curiosity?
Oh. Some kind of guy that, referred to us as baby all the time. Something the third?
Were they the corporates?
Yeah. He had this kind of cool suit on.
It's very curious because all previous expeditions, not mine, I was a private researcher who was sent by the corporates over here. And their ship sent very weird signal to the complex.
That ain't good.
We did have I know about the transmission that left our ship, don't I?
Could you repeat? You were a robot a moment ago.
I know about our ship. Our ship did that as well, don't I? Yeah. Trent turns through and he's like, "Our ship did send out a transmission also."
Wait.
That we set up.
So do you think that this was a whole plan? Like this, we weren't meant to return. So that might be why the jump drive was on the fritz. That was meant to happen.
Yeah, it certainly was. I know a setup time when now I'm part one. This sucks. I got played. What I was supposed to do here was everything here us being here is no accident. We came out, the drive broke, we hit this planet. Tap
Oh, Trent, you were roboting right there. You were roboting because you were so angry.
Yeah, try to leave reconnect the channel.
Yeah, see what happens. X? Yeah, that tends to fix it.
How's that?
Oh yeah, that seemed alright.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, Trent's angry.
Yeah. So essentially, and the doctor looks like you cannot get a lot of emotion from a single red dot, going through the visor, but like this red dot looks concerned and it's like, can you tell me how many crew members do you have?
Well, 5. Us 2 and then 3 others back on board. Why?
Is it a goblin, a scientist, and a street urchin?
Yeah.
I need to show you guys something. And he starts to project a hologram of a previous group when there is someone who looks almost exactly like Trev, but it's a bird person, a badass female bodyguard, a scientist, a space chaos goblin, and this time a female space urchin. Then he shows the previous crew, who is like a huge ape guy, smuggler, another chaos goblin, another bodyguard, another scientist, and another state urchin. As you can imagine, it repeats with all the crews. Like each crew
Similar
has slightly
patterns,
older clothes.
And I'm Frieza's just like looking at this with like kind of horror.
God damn.
It's exactly word for word. It's just they're all the same.
And it occurs every 112 years.
Why 112?
Yes.
But why that number?
I have no idea. Maybe the answer lies in the complex. Who knows?
Do you think we should tell the others, Trent?
I mean, right now, I think we need to have as much information on hand as possible. I think it's a good idea.
Do we ever mean to communicate back to the ship?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, I'm gonna contact.
Yeah, you will probably communicate his man because she's on the bridge. So
Okay.
she's...
Okay. Yo, anybody in the bridge, come in.
Hello.
Ismene, we got ourselves a problem here. I'm not talking about a behemoth crystal monster type of kind of trouble.
What kind of problem?
Yeah, looks like we might have been taken for a ride.
Giggity.
Get off the channel.com.
Innuendo alert.
Hey, I'm here too.
Innuendo alert. Innuendo alert.
That's one of .com's newest features.
Yeah. And you can just hear Dren screaming in pain in the background.
Ugh.
And a lot of metal objects.
What's
Yeah.
up? What's up with the urchin? What's going on?
Well, it hurts.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Look,
I think they were messing around in there.
now I really don't want to know.
Shipping alert activate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, anyway, Ismene, we've just been contacting the doctor, and we've learned of some things. That we're not the only crew that's been sent here by the corporation. Like, carbon identical copies of us. Like, a scientist, a goblin, big dudes, badass cops like me, as well as street urchins like that Dren who seems to be rather enjoying himself back there. But the point is, I think we've been played. This might have been just like a one-way ticket.
But
Trent,
why?
oh, sorry, carry on.
But why? Why this planet?
Well, we don't know yet.
Trent pulls out his gun and he cocks it and he's just like, I'm heading in there to find out, and he's gonna head to the door, but then he's gonna stop and it's like, I don't care what those what that monitor showed you. They didn't send the same crew this time because those crews never had a Trent Starcade, and then he just carries on walking out.
I looked at Dr. Asim. How many? I looked at Dr. Asim. How many times has that kind of equivalent said that?
5.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Do most of the time does the bodyguard follow them?
Yes.
All right, okay. I just follow.
It was nice to meet you, young one.
Nice to meet.
If that makes you feel better, you're the nicest one of them all.
Thanks, bro.
Aww.
And I just pat him on the shoulder.
Yeah.
And then his arm just goes.
Yeah.
And I just quickly
pat
put it
him
back
with
on. I'm like, sorry. And I just
No
walk off to
problem.
Trent.
Yeah. And when you to leave, it's like, well, I didn't lie to you. You were the only who passed. Like, they are inside. We can hear the doctor talking to himself, right? You are the only one who passed the test, and we can see a little mechanical arm reattaching the arm of the skeleton, showing the audience that he can reattach this arm. Well, good luck. And before let's go back to Dren. Let's not make him suffer anymore.
Yes, we've got to come back to Dren.
I want to compel
Ismane's got to go and check it out, doesn't she?
Yeah. I want to compel you. Because you are this is an interest. You are freelance astrogenomicist, and this is an interesting situation. So you want to make some research on this. You might want to check how this affects Dren.
And also, I'm probably the only professional person that can treat him.
Yeah. Do you accept the compel? Do you accept the compel?
Yes, yeah. I'm on my way.
Okay, I'm giving you the pointer.
Hurts really bad. It hurts really bad.
Okay, try.
And I blame the goblin.
All right. So the baseball bat did not work. It did not work. We learned our lesson. We're not going to do that again. But I guarantee these jumper cables are just what we need. Let me grab the bungee cord and we can get started.
.com. I will.
If you touch me with those things, I will slap you in the face.
Yeah, I will interrupt you for a moment. Basically, the hand is now discolored and is now, and it's now dark blue. It's
all right. Okay, somebody get this thing off of my hand really quick.
Obviously, you're not gonna be slapping me with that hand.
It's looking eerily similar to the color of the life forms on this planet.
What on earth is going on? What's happened?
Fix it.
Please. You can see Dren hunched from pain, like his hand locked around something. You can also see that this eye of the monster, like parts of it crushed in the Fabricator. So yeah, that's the situation you get in.
Oh,
okay.
No.
So Ismene is always carrying some form of medical supplies on her. Can she give so she needs to be able to understand quite what's gone on. So is his hand is it like nervous based? His hand kind of staying there? Is he okay? So is she's able to apply some form of anesthetic? Hopefully that will relax the muscles and tissues and release what's in his hand.
Give me some clever then.
Clever, okay.
Please.
Be a smart girl and help your friend.
Oh, God save me!
Oh.
Nice.
Phew.
Yeah. So yeah, the hands opens and the marble just rolls over.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
But when you open the hand, you actually see that you have silicon-based veins, like a microchip or something on your hand.
Right. Okay.
Like basically, yeah. Your hand is now dark blue.
Like permanently? Oh my God.
Seems so.
Ismane's really wants to test it to find out what it is.
Yeah.
If he's up to it.
This is your fault.
I mean, you are free to do. If Dren allows you to do this, then
can I use my special skill to genetically analyze your hand?
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please, just fix it, please.
So, the thing that you find, Dren's hand has now partially the same components as the butterfly and those life forms that you found on.
So it's fused genetically.
Yeah, it's fused genetically, and he's very lucky because a moment longer and it would spread on his whole body.
Oh.
And you would have to amputate the hand. Right now it can work. But you have a special hand now.
Yeah.
I have a special hand. Whoa.
Which I'm
I have a
adding to
special
your
hand,
aspect. I'm adding this as your new aspect, Dren. Special
God.
hand.
Here we go.
So he's kind of assimilated with the planet. Partly.
Yeah.
Is .com okay? Because like I was.
Yeah. No,
Nothing
happened. Nothing happened to him.
Nothing happened when he was playing with it.
Yeah.
The ball
Oh.
fused with me on a genetic level.
Yeah. And again, another thing that I want to stress out: this ball is very similar to the thing that Dren has saw in the engines.
I am a god.
Not really. Like that just feels, pretty weak. It's dark blue. It looks kind of silly, to be quite honest. It looks like you played with ink, or or a pen exploded in your hand.
Well, we're
It
gonna have to
doesn't
get
feel
somebody
godlike.
to update the artwork to change my hand.
Yeah.
Billy says a lot when not even alien space magic wants to fuse with a goblin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, maybe nobody nobody likes you, Gabi.
Oh.
It's okay. The balls
Burn
don't want to play
alert.
with you.
Burn alert. Burn alert.
Let's see
No,
how
no,
pure
the
permanent
ship's,
that
over the ship's tannoy, it goes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're the one with blue hands and probably blue balls. So let's see what else we can learn from this.
Okay, so what do you three brain squad are doing with that ball? It's currently laying on the floor.
Well, first things first, I ain't gonna touch it. Somebody else can pick the ball up. I'm
Yeah.
never touching the ball ever again.
Mine. I pick it up.
Yeah, and it's dormant. It's not even warm, And for Dren, it was super hot.
Right. I just really got messed up by this ball. It's really unfortunate.
Mind you, it seems to resemble something that powers the ship in some way, so no wonder it's going to be a bit of an owie.
Well, can we take it to your workshop and see if we can do we need to analyze this further? Or are we kind of determined that this is similar to, we can kind of jury rig this into the ship?
Ooh, what if we tried to use it, except without me touching it? What if we tried to use it as the power core for the ship that we need? Maybe we could
I'd
do
say
that.
this is a feminist issue, but you did just take my idea there. But okay, sure, let's try to jury rig it.
Oh, what? Oh.
Okay.
Did you already say that? I'm sorry.
Am I not coming through?
Yes.
I guess I missed that bit. I'm
So
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's fine.
it's okay. It fits those characters pretty well.
sorry.
Yeah. So let's use the
I
lift.
stole your idea.
Let's use the lift.
Bzz.
Okay, so are we heading to, where would we be heading to? The
R&D then to lab, or do you want to put it in the drive? To the jump drive. Do you want to put it? You want to put it into the jump drive and try to use it as a power
To the
source?
drive.
I want to put it in something.
Okay.
Is Mayonnaise going to go to the laboratory and
Womp,
analyze
womp,
the sample
womp,
she got
womp.
from
Okay.
Dren?
Okay. So...
I think the jump drive's lower.
So let's check the blood sample first. Give me another clever.
Also, I think Dren's got a clone.
What? Oh yeah.
He's got one in the engine room and one in there.
Wow, that
No.
ball messed him up bad.
Not anymore.
Oh no, my clone was deleted.
Okay, so
A 3.
you are not sure if you can revert this, but good
Oh my
news is
God.
that with the right resource, Dren could now save certain information on his hand, which may be really useful if you even encounter those scanners that check your lines on your hand.
Oh
You
yeah.
know? So you can say you now can hold some data on your hand.
I can
Which may
hold
be
data,
useful.
man. Okay. What is it? Okay.
Hey, Dren, no. Being a walking computer, that's my thing. Piss off.
Well, too bad. Too bad. I got the computer hand now. It's too late for you. I have won.
.com glares under his goggles and just heads over to the machine where his Mene is and just tries to finagle his own thing, like try to get this thing prepped so we can just shove it inside the engine.
Okay. So I think we will cut this scene on the scene when Datcom comes in, opens the engine, and puts it there. This is where we cut.
Okay.
And we cut to Frita and
Trent, mate. Trent.
Trent.
There
Yeah.
you
Yeah. We cut to Frita and Trent, standing in the front of huge gates leading to the complex.
Well, I guess this is it. Right. You first. You first there, hot stuff.
Sounds like a plan. Is the gate open? Is it locked? Can I kick it? Can I open it?
When you go closer, it opens, and of course there's like a disinfection room. The door, it's composed of several other doors, but it's fused. It seems to be fused on atomic level. It looks like a stained window made from different parts of ships.
Well, that's our way in. So he's gonna just walk through, I guess, and just walk in, twirling his blaster in his hand.
I just roll my eyes and follow.
Yeah. It locks behind you, It sprays you, and then you can see what's inside. And what the things that you see inside are pretty weird. Essentially, the structure inside seems to be, on one hand, translucent, but on the other hand, like, it seems to be reflecting something that it's not here. It reflects stars and nebulas around you, and it seems to be really, really thin, and that, like, you cannot seem to see a door, but you see that there is a corridor, essentially, like this weird material that reflects things that are not around you. You can see your reflection, and you can see all those, nebulas and stars. It's quite beautiful. It looks like a weird glass, but it's a corridor without any door, essentially.
Okay. So we're just going down this then? There doesn't seem to be any doors around here. I guess we just keep going. So I just kind of, I'm just kind of getting myself ready to.
Sorry. I had to sort the dog out. Sorry, I missed a bit at the end there.
Yeah, essentially the way it looked, right? You can see a corridor that's a part of a building made of some weird glass-like material that reflects, stars and nebulas, but you know that it's not here, right? It reflects to you and reflects stuff that's not right here. You can see this corridor. You can see what's like. You can see that it leads somewhere, but you cannot see a door anywhere. So when Frita comes next, it likes suddenly the part closest to you goes soft like a membrane, and it's almost looks like a liquid now. It reacted when you came closer, essentially.
Whoa.
The front part.
Jeez. What the? Is this the way you get in? Do you just phase through this door? I kind of like put like the tip of like the top of my boot like through to see what happens.
You face no problem.
Trent sees that happening and then just pushes Fritter through.
Ah!
Nothing but happen. You don't even feel this thing.
I know, but still, it's just like, you know, it's still like the surprise of being like pulled through.
Yeah.
So I try. I'm gonna use my flashy to then spin around, grab like the lapel jacket of like Trent and pull him through at the same time.
Okay. Difficulty 4, let's say.
Yeah.
Oh yes. And for 6, you can even add something, like make him land on his butt or something.
Oh no, he basically like we end up like on the floor, like next to each other, just like looking at each other. It's just like, and Fritta's just like
suddenly back at the ship. The shipping detector goes off again randomly.
Oh, no.
remote shipping alert. Remote shipping alert.
We need to make this a plot point or something later.
Oh,
and they
no.
essentially no one sees it. Now, like you two don't see it, but the camera goes so the viewer see that the door, quote unquote, goes solid. It's not a membrane anymore.
So basically, Fritter like grabs Trent and Trent's on the floor and Fritter's on top of him.
No. It's just like we're like on our side next to each other, so it's not quite as tropey. But it's just like we're like on the on our sides, looking into each other's eyes, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna.
Trent just goes.
Enemy.
Trent just goes. Well, door works, and gets up.
Yeah. Well, that's what you get for pushing me through.
You're fine.
Yeah.
Come on, princess, let's get going.
Okay, I'm gonna pull a sneaky and just try and trip him up.
Okay.
Damn. Damn.
That was
I think
you
Trent,
can reroll that.
Flashing your legs.
You can reroll that.
Trent just snaps her foot away with his tail.
Yeah.
Well.
Okay, so basically the wall got solid, and you can see the corridor leading towards something that looks like a glass staircase, I guess. And even when you're inside, you can see stars and like around you.
2 seconds, guys. Right.
Well, okay. So I'm gonna like walk over to the staircase and like try and look up it to see where it goes.
It goes down. So.
Okay, well, where it goes down to.
Yeah. So it leads to something that looks like a pretty crazy labyrinth, and the longer you go, the walls get less translucent and more mirror-like. They look like mirrors that reflect you, but also that those stars, those nebulas, those planets.
Right.
It's hard to say if these are holographic but you also can see yourself. It's very weird. Like it's you've never seen something such as this material before.
Man, if only we had .com here, you might be able to kind of get some idea. Like this material, like what is it?
Do I have any of like the collecting material, like tools that was given to me?
I think Ismena gave you something.
The whole catalog, yeah. So he's gonna take out like one of the items, I guess, and just start scooping up samples, I guess.
Yeah. The fun thing is that he's unable to. Like he's trying to scoop, and like, you cannot even make make a scar on the wall. You cannot even make a scratch on it. Like it's very hard, and but it like you using a diamond a diamond tool, you don't leave a scratch on it. It's very weird. And it was pretty soft before, so it's weird. But you know, give me your forceful. Maybe we'll get something.
Dang.
Oh.
Do you want to reroll? Like nothing dangerous will happen if you don't. But...
Yeah, I'll reroll.
Okay, so give me your point.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
3.
So what happens? You are not able to scratch it off, but you're able to get. Essentially, you are able to hit it pretty hard to make it, you know, change its shape for a moment, and one of Isman's tools actually get a scan of this thing. So at least you scan the wall. You don't have a piece, but at least you have a scan.
So
And it's a very weird thing. Like essentially, it can change from liquid to solid in mere moments.
like this is weird. It's like it almost has a mind of its own.
Oh, I can't make heads or tails of this information. I think the doc's gonna have more better luck than I am.
Huh. I have an idea. So I walk over to this wall and I put my hand on it very slowly, like very softly. So
It's it's hard, like, you know, like a glass, like a very, very, like a bulletproof glass, essentially.
no, but I'm basically just slowly increasing pressure, not like slamming it, but I'm just like kind of like carefully, like with my fingertips, kind of like almost like a claw. Like
You can feel that it adjusts to your, you know, to your pushing.
Huh. Okay. So it reacts differently if you touch it softly. Okay. So I just increase the pressure just a tiny bit.
Again, it just reacts. It doesn't make anything that, you know, that crazy.
Oh. Well, there's not really much for us to do here. The only thing that leads down is the labyrinthine thing down the staircase down there. You want to go check it out?
Well, there's nothing else to do here. He then proceeds downstairs. Oh.
Yeah. And basically what happens is that we can see what's downstairs, and we can hear a cracking sound, and the camera goes, you know, to Trent's feet, and we see Trent smashing a birdman's skull with his boot by accident, and we can see you know, a birdman skeleton with a jacket eerily similar to the one that Trent is wearing. The guy you see on the holograph from the doctor.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It's like, do I spot it?
Yeah. This is
Ah.
basically.
Hey, I was thinking like, that's like I try and make a joke. Hey, Trent, you dropped your jacket. Yeah. I just picked the jacket up, trying to look aloof, but I'm kind of getting a little nervous.
Yeah. And this skeleton, unlike the ones you found on surface, are not integrated into the planet's natural. They're not made of crystals. They're just, you know, bones. All the bones.
Oh, them bones. It's like, let's just keep going, all right?
Trent does have his gun out, like, primed, because, like, seeing the skeletons has kind of been like, okay, people died here, so there's danger afoot.
Yeah, I would say that probably Frita gets on guard.
Yeah. So, you have 3 ways how to navigate this labyrinth. You can, you know, try to do it quickly. You can try to do it first, you know, forcefully, or you can be very careful about this.
I'd say maybe quickly.
Okay, Trent, are you on board or not? Because if you will do the same roll, like both will sort of count.
What's the options? Quickly?
Carefully or forcefully.
Well, quickly is my best.
Yeah.
I'll say quickly.
And quickly's my one too.
Yeah.
Okay, roll quick. I'm not going to tell you what the test is. Of course, the bigger the better. Okay. Okay, so basically, like we can, like the camera goes up, right? And we as the viewers can see like them quickly running through the labyrinth, you know, trying to navigate as quickly as it's possible. And we can see them running towards the end of the labyrinth. They see that it ends, and suddenly, you know, like a weird slime, one of the walls grow on the exit, making a new wall, locking you off in the process.
What?
Locking the exit. Yeah.
Screw this! Like Trent's gonna pull out his blaster and shoot the wall that's just formed.
I try and like knock the gun away, and I'm just gonna like, wait, don't do that yet.
A quick versus quick. Give me quick versus quick.
Damn it!
You can pay me a point and reroll.
Boom.
I'm paying you a point and re-rolling.
Okay.
Oh!
Okay. What essentially happened, because it's a draw, so you both kinda got what you've wanted. So what I'm going to do here is basically the shot goes on, but it doesn't hit the wall. It goes to the floor. And when it goes to the floor, you know, your surroundings change, you know, change from, you know, the starry surroundings. They change. You can see a room, and you can see a tied down Trent, a little bit younger Trent, like he's pretty badly beaten, you know, and like it's showing you something, but something from your past. Like, X, can you tell us about a job that Trent did that maybe has gone not so good, you know, that he may be a little bit ashamed of, you know? Like, we can see him beaten up, you know, tied down.
One of his first jobs, he actually had a partner. This is a job we're looking at where a partner who was like his best friend. And what you're seeing now, I guess, is the scene where he has been captured, and as far as he's aware, the friend is dead or not dead.
Yeah.
FYI, that was legit all just ad-libbed.
Yeah. Like you can see Trent, and on the other side, we can see like a shadowy figure, you know, putting the gun against. I guess. You have any ideas towards how do you want this friend to look, or do you want me to come up with it? How do you want to create this friend?
You can come up with it.
Okay, let's make him, you know, a huge shaggy dog man to make it even, you know, more Han Solo like, and like the shadowy person has, you know, has a solid black helmet and, you know, some weird synthesizer. So, Starcade, will you tell us where are our goods? And yeah, like you are now young. So
so I'm playing young.
Yeah.
Look, we were just in the neighborhood. We were just trying.
You are a robot again.
Roboto.
Yeah. Restart your Discord, and we'll be back with that.
X.
X,
Hello.
hello. We are professional, guys.
Yes,
Super
it's just
professional.
Discord internet things. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
There we go. Hello.
Yep.
Yeah. Continue. Continue.
There we go. Okay. So yeah, Trent's like, okay, come on, I don't know what you're talking about. Me and my friend were just looking for an easy score. You know how it goes in a universe like this. Come, just let us go. You're not
I
gonna
don't
see
know,
us
Starcade. Who told you that we are the easy score? You don't cross the Mandiati conglomerate, my boy.
And, my intel.
Mandiati conglomerate. Name
I would have met with the Mandiata conclusion. You know. Come on, it's not like I haven't heard of you.
Yeah, you're still a robot.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like a Discord issue.
Yeah, now it's good. Maybe it will be better.
I'm in
The-
connection.
Yeah, it's like Starcade. You are the slime of slimes, little lying, no good loser. But you know, Mandiati conglomerate wants you to live on with your shame. And we just hear the shot. We just hear a loud shot, and both walls now show, you know, the close-up of on Trent's face, and then it comes back, you know, to what it was previously.
Breeze
We
is just
still can hear the echo of the shot, and
Yeah.
before we come back to Trent and Frita, we go back to the ship, and we can hear the ship echoing weirdly as the ball is literally bouncing in the engine. It literally jumps around the engine, and there is a lot of red lights. You know, ship is going crazy. Warning! 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 The drive will explode in 10 seconds. Warning! 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 Do you do something, .com? You are muted, by the way.
Sorry, I was making sure I was working. Okay, hold on. Rerouting excess power to engines so we can prevent exploding out to back. Okay, so we're gonna lurch forward if this works a lot. So hold on to something.
Rerouting power to the engines. Warning, 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 warning. Unauthorized access. Warning, warning.
I am the authorized access. Roll. So can I roll something?
Yeah. Are you trying to be careful about this or forceful?
Oh God, no.
Or
No, .com is
joking,
more
might be
forceful
clever.
than careful.
It might be clever. Might be clever. I'm joking. You might try to check something clever.
Oh.
Oh God! This is. I know this was not a clever decision.
Oh no.
Yeah, you can reroll.
I will do that. I will
Because
do that.
+2 won't help you too much. Yeah. Okay.
2.
Yeah, you can spend your last fate point if you want and make it a 4.
Do it.
So make it a 4. Yeah, I will do that. I will absolutely do that. I don't want to kill 3 players.
This is when Haverock turns around and goes, "Oh, you needed a 5."
No, I'm not. I'm not that cruel.
I'm
Besides,
sorry,
you cannot
baby,
die.
but you
know,
needed
it's
5.
It's like a GM like say Stuart.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
So
I've only
Stuart,
killed like 1 player.
Stuart. So what happens is power return to normal. Please eject the unauthorized source, and it like shoots off the little orb,
Oh.
and it
no.
kind of makes a hole into the wall and lands on the desk.
Well,
It made
I ain't
it
taking
made
it.
it made basically it made hole, you know, from jump drive to all the way to laboratory. Like there's that small hole, you know, and it's like a bullet laying on her desk right now.
Okay, I will pick it up because that's what .com does.
Surprisingly, it's not hot.
Cool. I'll throw it onto the crystal on my back.
Yeah. And you can see computer suggesting, you know, fitting, you know, little repairs on the lower decks. There might be some leakage in the jump drive.
Oh no.
Let's go fix it.
This is bad.
We'll go
Right,
to the jump
okay.
drive.
Let's. I'm gonna go and have a look at the jump drive too.
Yeah,
It's
jump
my
drive
nice
is
really-
fine.
Please.
Jump drive is fine, but you know it made a little hole, and even a little hole is kind of bad, but you can repair it easily. Like you two can do it, you know.
I wanna roll clever to fix it.
Okay, roll clever.
Okie dokie.
Like,
I will
It's
roll
not a
clever.
matter, you know, if you can do it, but how fast you can do it, really.
How
well-
fast or how good?
Yeah, but with clever, like, how good too. Like
Clever,
You know.
go.
Yeah.
3.
you did, like you can almost see no difference. Like if Brent and Frita would look at it, they would probably won't notice something's
Good,
wrong.
good. They will never know.
Yeah. So basically, it reacted very weird to components in the jump drive itself, and it was ejected, but by the ship, basically.
But it did
Well,
take. It did like restart the jump drive, right? We're
It did,
functioning
yeah.
again.
Yes.
Awesome. So at the very
So
least, we
jump
can get
drive
off
works
this rock
now?
if we want to.
Is the jump drive working now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Hell
you can
yeah,
see,
we did it.
you can-
Bam.
you can hear the soothing, you know, hum
Rumble.
of jump drive. Yeah.
We need some like hum. We need like a hum sound effect.
I did it.
Meanwhile, Ismena, you notice something about your butterfly.
What do I notice about my butterfly?
So, basically, you put some sand in there. Now, all the sand is like a little, those little blue crystals. It just changed it towards to those little blue crystals, and it started to change the composition of the box that he's kept in.
Okay. So a little bit like Dren's hand.
Yeah,
It's
very little
scintillating.
bit. Yeah.
Oh.
God. Creepy.
Okay, so Ismenia's getting a little bit worried now because it appears that this obviously is something that can spread. It might even be. Is it almost contagious?
I mean,
Um,
you may say that, but at least Dren's hand looks stable for now.
Yeah, so I think she's going to want to study a little bit further how it spreads because obviously, like Dren's obviously been through contact.
But my
The
head
butterfly
is
might
so
be through
blue.
contact as well. She has a testing chamber. Can she put her butterfly in the testing chamber along with some other inanimate object that's in the lab, like I don't know, a test tube, and see how quickly that assimilates?
I mean, it took it a few hours, you know, to change the sand, but what you realize, it didn't, you know, change all the sand at the same time, but it was doing it quite slowly, you know, one sand, you know, one little
Yeah.
sand crystal at the time.
Okay, well, I think she's going to communicate to the others that to Dren and .com that there is a risk that if they stay here too long, they might all assimilate.
Mm.
So getting the jump drive going was a good idea.
Yes, I think we need to leave very soon.
Well, I mean, there are worse ways to die, but you know, being immortalized in crystal. But I do see your point. But we gotta get the long nose and the toots off the planet, wherever the hell they are.
Hey, that is our word.
Oh, speak of the devil.
Yeah. You but by the way, this didn't happen in character. Like, you lost contact them. That you cannot
Yeah.
send any message.
That was just joke.
Oh no, that was my reminder to take my pills.
You know.
That was my reminder to take my medicine. That's our word.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do some jumping between characters. So, meanwhile, well, that scene just happened. Like you saw those flashbacks in those walls. So, how does Frita react to what she saw?
I'd probably say that
Little,
that was
double
like.
feature with.
I'd say that
with Trent.
I'd say that she'd take that pretty heavily. It's like. Damn.
Masa, are you there? Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
She's going to ignore it.
Yeah.
No. I'm here. Hello.
Yeah.
I think his mic.
Hello.
I'm here.
Yeah, you're there. So how?
Okay. I was gonna say that Frita's like, damn, man. That must have been rough.
Trent cuts Freyr off and is like, you know, that was the first and only, you know, he and I were best friends. Grew up together. And that was the last time I ever went with someone on a job. This is the first time after that event. People slow you down. They're a liability.
I kind of.
He just sighs and is like, I don't trust people. And I don't know why I took this damn job. Looks like I'm right again. He just carries on walking forward.
And after he said that, the wall, the extra troll wall disappears. Can go out of the labyrinth.
Hey, bud. Come here. Let's get going.
Trent just like carries on going, just doesn't even sort of clock it.
Yeah. And essentially, what you find next is you can find some ships like similar to those to the surface, but like it basically looks like, you know, somebody tread them like living creatures and make sections out of them, like, you know, like like some of them are cut in half, some of them like they're exposed. It kind of looks like a weird museum, but there are no screens, no machines, no anything, just, you know, those ships displayed. And like the hall with those things is massive, and there's a lot of those things embedded in the walls.
Oh, jeez. This is like, I think this is what we came for. Like, what's going on here? Can I try and deduce about what's going on, like with my clever?
Roll. Yeah, let's
Alright.
check it out.
No.
Many ships,
It's like,
many parts, Frita confused.
it's like loads of ships. Damn, those ships huge.
Yeah, you can
I
try
got
as well.
that.
Yeah. So basically, it's like somebody, you know, kept those ships and literally, you know, tread them like living beings and try to figure out how do they work. Like, this is basically a huge reverse engineering workshop, but you cannot see tools that were used here. But it looks like this. Like somebody was making a huge reverse engineering.
Okay, well, one way to figure out what makes a ship tick.
And in a little bit gruesomer manner, few steps later, you can see some of the previous crew members. Not everyone, but you can see some of the some of the very unlucky travelers treated in the same way.
Oh.
In the walls. Yeah.
Ew.
Ah.
It seems like whatever was here saw no distinction between a ship or a person. Or a machine or anything.
It just broke it down the same way.
Yeah.
What makes it tick?
Yeah.
Dang.
Trent definitely has a gun sort of primed and ready.
I'm just like, it seems like all the things that come to this world, they just become experiments. Like carbon-based
People don't
life
come to
forms,
this
and
world, they're sent to this world.
it's like,
The core
it's like they're tributes or something, like they're sacrifices.
Not for nothing, but you don't research your sacrifices. He's like gesturing to like all the shit, everything that's been like dissected and stuff. It's like tributes are just like, you know, kill, eat, something like that. Whatever they're doing here, whatever's here right now is like studying, researching, looking in, you know, trying to figure out what makes it all tick.
It's like they've never seen like a type of thing like this before.
And it's always the same archetype. The cyber goblin, the renegade, the bodyguard. It's the same process. It's the same groups of people every single time.
Yeah. But what are they trying to prove?
And when you pass, you know, the long line of the living, living subjects, the next one is kind of odd. You can see credit chips, coins, paper money, credit cards, a lot of weird currencies. There's a lot of money, but it's displayed in the same way,
What the?
And there's a lot of different types of money. Some of them predate the corporation, which kind of unified the monies.
I don't
And
know.
most of it. There's very few of the corporate money. There's some very early corporate money from the beginnings of all the corporation, when they were like very little and very young. They weren't ruling everything, basically.
Okay. Fritz's gonna take a closer look at this currency.
Yeah.
I get a feeling. Oh yeah.
Basically, the to give you an idea, the corporation one are the newest, but they are still old for you.
I know,
like
yeah.
Old for you, and the rest one are all the currencies before them.
I'm gonna use my Space Warrior Police Maverick aspect, because this is
Yeah.
like part of money laundering, so money is kind of the thing that Frita knows about. So I'll use my aspect to try and like deduce how far this goes back.
Okay, gifts. Roll clever.
Oh come on. Point.
Yeah, you can reroll that.
That's better.
Yeah, that's much better, and you get +1 for using your aspect. So
that's a 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, no, it doesn't look like a money laundering operation, but somebody was like, essentially.
Oh no, I wasn't trying to say it was a money laundering operation.
I know.
Okay.
I know. But as a police officer, you know how obsession looks like. Somebody got obsessed with money, maybe with the idea of money. Like, this currency is was as alien to anyone who put, who put those ships and those peoples there as the money, but it's the money that got this being really obsessed. Those beings, even.
Oh. Hey, Trent, come take a look at this.
Where you get
It's all this money. All this money laid out. It's like in its own little kind of compact system. You got the ships, you got the people, then you got the money. Like it's been laid out. Like this is some kind of museum for a collector of some kind. And it's all this money. I've seen this a lot back in the Force. You have to, because otherwise you want to make sure you knew about counterfeit currency. But ever since the corporation took over, there's only ever been one. It's made our job a lot easier. But you never know. You may come across some kind of madcap historian who somehow traveled in some kind of time machine or whatever. Just thinks it's like coming around saying, "Oh, is this legal tender?" And I'm thinking, nah. So let's just say that was one of my earlier jobs before I, what happened. But yeah, this is old, like really old.
So he's been doing it for whatever they've been doing here. They've been doing it for a very long time.
Yeah.
I kind of worked that out from how old all these ships are.
But one thing's for sure is that this isn't just the ships. They're not after that. They're like proud of what they found. Like it's some kind of oddity archive.
Yeah, Trent looks back to where the skeletons and stuff were back when they first entered. But the question is, why those guys honeyed?
I don't know.
They're just dead. They got killed. They got left to rot.
I have no idea. But one thing's for sure. I don't want to end up like one of them.
Well, we better keep moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the last scene for you guys that we see is you find something like it looks like a huge holding cell, and I mean huge. And there is something like a chair. Everything is made of this, this weird material, and the cell is just opened, and you have you can find some skeletons around it, like a lot of skeletons, probably, judging from the positions, probably starvation, because they couldn't find a way out. And what you realize is whatever came out of this cell left this place a long time ago.
He didn't say that the behemoth wasn't the biggest thing on this planet.
I really hope that we'd forgotten that. I really don't want to meet this.
Trent turns around and looks back down the room to see like the bodies and the ships and stuff. And he said there was no sign of tools.
No sign of tools. Yeah, whoever did that either hid the tools or didn't use it. Didn't need the tools.
And is it like, and the cage, the big cage, is totally empty? How deep does it go? Is it like?
I mean, you can go. You can go inside and check it. Like it's open. It's open. You can go inside and check.
Yeah, my curiosity is getting the better of me. I kind of want to explore, see if there's anything inside this cage.
So when you go inside, right, and you look through the glass, you have a very good perspective on this whole hall with those ship parts, with all those bodies, with all those coins. And now you realize that they, like, while somebody was doing all that weird research, they also placed them in a very specific order. And you've been a pilot and a navigator for long to realize that this is a map. Somebody made a map out of all those things.
Trent's gonna turn and he's gonna like look up and see everything, and he's gonna.
But you can see it as a map only from this cell, right? Like
Yeah.
the only perspective you have is from this cell.
So yeah, he's looking from in the cell. He's like piecing together. He's like, it's a goddamn map.
It's a
like yeah. Carry on.
it's a what?
A map.
What is?
Like he starts gesturing to like the coins and the bodies and the ships and everything, the way they've been sort of positioned. And so is it like a galactic map?
Galactic map. Galactic map.
Yeah.
You recognize some of the systems, like this is the your galaxy, the galaxy you know.
Yeah, it's like this. Look, if you look at this ship over here, the way it's been spread out, the way it's been separated, that's our system. But then you've got the Bangalore system over there. I'm just gonna name Apex Legends characters. Then the Gibraltar system over there. Then you've got the Wraith continuity back down there.
And then you got the Mozambique thing over there. Nobody goes there. It looks just as bad here as it does there.
Yeah. Nobody wants to use. No one likes that system.
Yet they feel oddly compelled to go there.
If they have no other choice. So yeah, where is the map? Is there like anything? So Trent's studying the map. Is it leading anywhere in particular?
Well, not really. Like somebody was trying to recreate this, and while looking from the cell, you also notice that, like this, like even if it's looked like a dead end, there is something over you that you can get, like the whole thing with the telescope, but you cannot reach it. You would need a jetpack, or you would need to find a surface to climb. But there is something over the cell, essentially.
Over the cell.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Explain.
So, you are in. You see that hole, that map made in the hole, right? You are in the cell.
Yeah.
But you know, like we have that cinematic Trent looking up, and you can see that over the cell, there's like a small hole in the ceiling, but it's pretty high, basically.
Right. Got you.
So it's not the whole complex. It's just the only complex that whoever was there seemed to have access. You know, like this is what the entrance leads.
Got you. This is gonna be way more complicated, isn't it?
Yeah, you're telling me.
So I guess we need to try and find a way up, I guess.
Yeah.
That seems like the plan.
So Frida says, seems like a plan. The camera goes, you know, through the upper hole, and we can basically see a lot of assembly lines and tables. They don't work for a long time, and we can see like copies of those ships that you saw below, and we cut to black.
Ooh.
To be continued, friends.
Very
Whoa,
cool.
very good. But yeah,
Yay.
that's good. Yeah, no, good job, Hav. And before we wrap things up here, we'd like to say thank you to all the followers and subscribers. We had 10 Young C, Flesh 305, Chico 69, Maverick Cat, Lil Pumpkin 2000, Poritos, and Zonic with a 17 sub hype. Draxis 31, Neheron 128, Dark Rio 3176, Hat Stump, Lexi the Halfling, King Arthur the 17, and Uber Super Sloth. Thank you so much for your follows and joining the Masochists. And if you're on YouTube and you watched this, you'll be able to catch up with the archive later on, but thank you very much for watching there. It was a good little experiment. We shall be back in 2 weeks' time on May the 21st.
Can we
Also-
plug
Yeah.
That's
Let's
fine.
plug.
I was gonna say, can Stuart and I plug what we're.
I think you keep cutting out.
Yeah, Stuart. Sorry, Stuart. Hello? Hello?
I think he wants to rate. I think he wants to rate our channel.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Okay,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
just gonna say.
All
Can
right.
you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
We
you.
can
I
now,
can-
dude.
I can hear you. Yeah.
I was just gonna tell everyone about the Pokemon tabletop we're about to stream over on the TheLoadingCrew.
Okay, don't worry. I can direct the raid over there.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
We're gonna start raiding over there shortly, guys.
Prepare
So
your pitchforks.
prepare,
Also,
everybody.
I wanted to thank the Aren't Army for invading him, as always.
Yes, thank you very much for those of you from Dragon Ball R&R who are in the chat. Thank you very
Yeah.
much for sticking around, and thanks for being part of the crew. But anyway, we're going to be signing off now and heading over to the Loading Crew, so if you want to get some more Pokemon tabletop action, you can go there. But until next time, bye guys!
Bye.